Hello, welcome to the TGS podcast, which is essentially now the TGS live broadcast.
Groot's going to have to get turned off.
I think he's very turned on at the moment. Is actually what's happening. I'm John Brown. He's Keith Souch, and we are here today with all the latest, as we normally do each Saturday. But now we will do this live.
Yeah, now we've got some new equipment and stuff.
The revolution is being televised.
Yeah,
that's basically what's happening. We'll kick off with my gripe of the week.
Okay, so your gripe of the week
is in movies this week. My big gripe is with the utter abomination that is Transformers: The Last Knight.
Now, I haven't seen it. Anyone who listened to the podcast last week should know that I said this will be a clusterfuck of a movie with too many things going on, and none of it is going to tie together properly and make sense. And Anthony Hopkins basically should be playing a character called Mr. Exposition.
Okay, you're pretty much right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So Anthony Hopkins is in it. He's probably the best thing about it. Actually, he is the best thing about it. Aside from Mark Wahlberg, who's great, as always. He's always great. We love Wahlberg and we love everything he does. Not necessarily everything he's in is great, but he's always great in the middle of it. And this is also the case with this particular movie, is that he's great in this movie, but everything around him is, quite frankly, dog shit. Yeah. So it is... I can't... This is the part where I usually tell you the
He's having problems because obviously he's trying to stay spoiler-free for you.
I'm trying to stay spoiler-free, but this is the part where I usually tell you a summary of the plot. I can't tell you.
No?
Because it's such a confusing mess that actually... do you know, Ruben texted me the other day and said that he was trying to understand it, and I actually responded with, it would be easier to understand mathematical equations of the Einstein type than it would be to understand it. It really is that bad. Like, it's... I don't know what's going on. It starts, as you see in the trailers, it starts in Arthurian England.
Yeah.
And I have no idea...
Is that where they shot in Gosport?
No, that's coming. So that's all there. And weirdly, Stanley Tucci, who already has been a character in this movie franchise, makes a cameo as Merlin, a very drunk, womanising Merlin.
Yeah, but I get what I kind of get from the trailers is they're making all of these people historically that have been in the franchise historically relevant, like they should have always been in the franchise.
Yeah.
In one form or another.
Yeah, they do that. They do that too, actually. Well called. They do that also. And there is this kind of cluttery, as you call it, of trying to shoe in characters from previous movies in that... Josh Duhamel's back in it again, which is great. I like him too.
Yeah. Has he got a baby? He's very upset they forgot he had a baby in the first film.
They are... Yeah, I know, right? And then what happens is, because obviously there's this whole rivalry thing, isn't there, where Megan Fox got sacked and
for calling Michael Bay Hitler.
Yeah, which is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, on a Spielberg production, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. And
apparently not completely inaccurate, though. Well, he's a bit of a fucking my way or the highway kind of guy. But, you know, he's the director.
But James Cameron...
It's his vision.
Has a hard work ethic, but gets results. Michael Bay... gets big, colourful, expensive, explosion-y messes, and that's how it is. But yeah, so you get this kind of the thing where he's trying to bring characters back. Tyrese Gibson is noticeably absent, but then that's probably because at the time he was making Fast 8, so that makes a lot of sense. But then, but there isn't Megan Fox, but there is who I call as Laura Haddock, who plays Star-Lord's mother.
Yeah,
in Guardians 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Who's absolutely lovely, and she's wonderful. She's kind of the lead female character in this movie.
Okay.
But she looks very Megan Fox in this movie.
Okay.
Which is why I now refer to her in any review of this film as not Megan Fox.
Megan Haddock.
Megan Haddock. Because she's kind of been set up as the... It's like, well, we're not doing the Megan Fox thing anymore, so we'll just get someone that really, really looks like Megan Fox.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
But she's wonderful anyway. I don't want to lean the emphasis too much on her as a person or an actor, because she's a fabulous actor and she's great in Guardians and we love her to bits and she's fabulous in this. But yeah, she's very Megan Fox-esque.
Megan Fox-esque.
In this movie, because Megan Fox has been fired, and then Shia LaBeouf's inclusion is Michael Bay is still throwing shade on Shia LaBeouf by having him in this movie in a picture in the background, and it's the worst photograph of Shia LaBeouf ever.
Okay.
So,
So he's mentioned kind of by name though, yeah, in the movie.
His character, yeah. Sam is, yeah. So that's all, again, without giving anything away. That's how they're overcluttering characters by forcing all these characters into it in some way. I can't. No, I'm not going to say anything.
If that other person is the last of the Witwickies, then he is dead.
The other person. Yeah. So.
I did some homework.
Yeah, this is that, and that's what's going on. So you've got this kind of. It's very difficult without spoiling, but so you've got this kind of overcluttering of characters, which is a shame because, like I said, and as I previously mentioned, all the actors involved are fantastic, and we love them, and they're great, and they're just in this.
No, the important question: how much screen time does Hot Rod get?
Hot Rod is French.
Right, they can fuck off.
This is the part where I sent.
Why is he French?
I sent you a message.
He's a Lamborghini. I could understand if he was Italian.
I sent you a message.
That would be wrong.
You're gonna hate this. That's one of the reasons why.
In a world where Judd Nelson is kind of hard up for work, why can't you get Judd Nelson to voice Hot Rod? Like, how fucking cool would that have been?
It would have been amazing.
It would have been worth the ticket alone for that.
Hot Rod is French. And then Anthony Hopkins, pretty much spends the entire movie being the exposition. And you're going to pull it out now, aren't you? The DVD or the Blu-ray, not his penis.
What?
Yeah, so he's in this movie.
This is the only Transformers movie still worth watching.
It is. Okay. Do you know what? I said this earlier today.
Yeah.
I said this earlier. I said the greatest Transformers movie that was ever made is not the first Michael Bay movie, but in fact the animated movie. And the first one's still pretty cool.
This is still pretty decent. This is fucking awesome. Still to this day. Yes, a lot of it doesn't make sense. Space is so small that all the planets are only about 5 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a cartoon. It's awesome. They say the word shit.
This is the thing about the other thing about The Last Night is what's interesting is there are a lot of cuss words in that movie that really aren't suitable for kids. Okay. Really not. To the point where the 12A and the 12
as opposed to the cuss words that are suitable for kids.
The 12A and the 12 thing have been separated again. So now the 12A thing is obvious. You can take a child, but the 12 you cannot. You have to be over 12. They've separated them again. And Last Night is a strict 12, not a 12A, which is interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah. And there are a couple of movies out this week and last week. Some are 12s and some are 12As, and there is a clear difference. But
just like 15, like the 18s became a 15, and the 15s and 12s got lumped together. Yeah. And that was the 12A certificate. Mm-hmm. Right, and I was kind of okay with that. I was fine with it.
Well, it's all part and parcel of the strangeness that is this movie. And
so is Unicron in it?
Yes, Unicron's in it. I thought we weren't spoiling anything.
Yes, but come on, we know stuff.
Unicron's in it, and
if I say it, it's stuff that is fucking people can find out for themselves.
Unicron's in it,
so that's not really spoiling, is it?
The thing is,
because I haven't seen it. Any question that I'm asking,
is it a service to the people?
Look, I'm trying to sell a ticket here. Hot Rod's in it, Unicron's in it. They're actually recognising fucking Transformers the movie.
Yeah, but Hot Rod's French and chronically underused. For
fuck's sake.
And I think, see, now I could spoil this, but the thing is, I want to spoil it in order to save you the disappointment and the horror that I felt when I got to the end of the movie. I'm not going to spoil the end, but
the horror, the realisation.
The realisation
he's not doing any more, but he said that after 2. He said that after 3.
All right. So can I spoil just one thing because I think it's like a decent thing to service to the public to do.
Go on. Yeah, you can do what you like.
You're kind of being sold Unicron in the trailer, correct? And you're being sold Prime in the trailer.
Well, you are and you aren't. Like, you are being sold Prime. I figure Prime isn't in it very much.
No, they get halfway through that movie and fucking forget he's in it.
Okay, right.
Then he comes back.
They kind of show you what could possibly be Unicron, thus the question. Like, because they kind of showed you what could possibly be Unicron in the last film. And it wasn't Unicron.
No, it wasn't Unicron. So this time around...
So Stanley Tucci made Galvatron. Yes, that happened.
Unicron's in it.
Not happy with making Beats Pill. He also made Galvatron.
They don't skirt around the issue, right? From pretty much the get-go, they say, what is this thing that's buried itself in our planet?
It's Transformers: The Last Night.
There's a bit out there. Oh no, I'll tell you, the last night is not who you think. There's this bit coming out of this country and this bit coming out of this country, and basically Unicron is embedded in Earth and has been for a while, awaiting to be awakened. But here's the thing: this is all within like the first.
But Unicron's supposed to be like the size of the fucking moon.
Oh, but he's the size of planet Earth. He's been embedded in it, in its core.
How can he be the size of it and embedded in it?
This is Michael Bay. So. Unicron, it's announced. They say it in the movie. They say, this is Unicron. And everybody in the theatre goes, finally. And then they don't fucking use him throughout the entire fucking movie. He's referenced to once. And then nothing happens. Nothing. He does nothing until the end of the movie when the post-credit sequence is that he comes alive.
Okay.
So, do you see what I'm doing now? I'm spoiling it to help you guys.
A post-credit sequence comes alive in a film that Michael Bay says this is the last one.
Yeah. Here's Unicron.
Not the last one.
Here's Unicron.
It may not be Michael.
We're not going to use it.
It may not be Michael Bay that fucking does it.
Probably.
It could be the Turtles twat.
This is a villain that had parents taking their children out of the cinema because he was so fucking scary, and he was voiced by Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, yeah.
Orson Welles, as I like to call him. Not even chronically
not a clue
underused.
What he was saying throughout that entire movie.
He's not even chronically underused. He's just
we haven't
not
got a clue
used.
what he was saying. He had no clue what he was saying through that
he
entire
had no
movie.
idea.
Yeah.
He had no idea. He's not even used. He's in the movie. They don't use him.
Yeah, but that happened with Galvatron, didn't it? In the last movie. It's like, oh look, Galvatron. Yeah.
You get halfway
He's not the
through.
big bad. Then why have him? Is
Also,
Galvatron at least a big bad in this?
No.
It fucking makes no sense.
No, there's no. Megatron's back. And feels like Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, but Megatron's felt like Sideshow Bob since he died in the first movie.
He's like a plot. He's like a plot
and he
device.
wasn't really dead.
There's no point to him.
And he was back in the second movie,
I think
and then back in the third.
I can't tell you what it's about. I honestly don't know. And you know me, I'm very articulate. I've got an eye for detail. And I honestly looked over at Lily and went, I have no idea what's going on. Like, I literally don't. So, it's a confused
I think it would help if they had
mess.
a director that had any clue what Transformers was.
It's like they get 3 acts in and go, oh shit, Prime's meant to be in this. Also, interestingly, don't do this at the theatre, by the way, because it'll get you thrown out. But if you ever should happen upon this movie on DVD or Netflix or whatever, play a drinking game.
Probably wait till Netflix. You've already paid for it, so it's basically free to you.
Have a drinking game and take a drink every time Prime says, I am Optimus Prime. He says it a lot. It's like he needs to remind himself he's Optimus Prime. Like,
well, he's getting on a bit, apparently.
But I don't blame him, because the thing is, they forgot he was in this movie. That must have created some insecurities for him to keep reminding everybody who he is.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on?
You've got to remind the audience if you're not showing them these people.
I just don't know. And do you know what? I did make a list of things. A list. That's how bad. I never make a list of bad things about a movie, but this movie I did, and I need to dig this out. But I've listed some of them already.
Okay.
It just gets worse, and I'm not alone in this. We're not alone in this. You look at any review of this movie, and
16% on Rotten Tomatoes.
16%. Where is it?
Bad, isn't it? You know.
Okay. So it pokes.
That's like The Room bad.
It pokes fun at English mythology. I mean, just takes the Arthurian. I mean, it's mythology being the operative word. Takes the Arthurian legend and just fully takes the piss. Now, if you want to be a little bit flexible with the Arthurian legend, go and watch King Arthur. Because Guy Ritchie was a bit flexible with it.
Flexible as fuck.
In a good and entertaining way. Great movie.
Oh, yeah, enjoyed it.
There's way too much going on. We discussed the fact they've forgotten Optimus Prime's in it till like the last act. And then it does this thing, and I'm not the first person to point this out either. It does this thing where it makes a joke, pokes fun at itself, and then points you out to the fact that it just poked fun at itself.
Alright.
Like, it's like a character will then look around and go, ha, look what happened there. That was funny, wasn't it? Like, it takes the piss out of itself. So if it isn't already taking the piss by existing...
Which it is.
It takes the piss out of itself as if we were stupid enough not to notice the gag the first time round. It needs a Anthony Hopkins or another character to then point... Anthony Hopkins' Robot Butler, by the way, Anthony Hopkins has a schizophrenic robot butler, right? I would watch...
Just what Transformers has been missing.
I would watch... But honestly, Hopkins is the comic relief in this movie, on purpose. He's amazing. Give me a side movie with Hopkins, the adventures of Anthony Hopkins' character and his schizophrenic robot butler. That's a movie I would watch the shit out of, because I laughed something. The only time I laughed was whenever Hopkins opened his mouth. And you could even see with Anthony Hopkins, he's like, oh, I'm going to have some fun with this, because this is dog shit.
Yeah.
And he does. He's the greatest thing in it. And that's, Revenge of the Fallen.
They just wheeled a massive truck of money up to Wales. It was, oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'll be in your Transformers movie.
But he does the Hopkins thing that he does. Like, there's a clip that's all over the internet right now. You can see it anywhere, where Mark Wahlberg arrives at Anthony Hopkins' castle in England.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And he does that, whoa, robot dementia, whoa, very bad. And he does all this stuff, but he's that kind of hoo-ha Anthony Hopkins character.
Okay.
Like
Al Pacino.
He's like English Al Pacino, and he does that. There's, when Anthony Hopkins...
Welsh Al Pacino.
Yeah, Welsh, all right.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. He does these rants, but he does them Hopkins style, and they're amazing to watch. Oh, and he runs around, and he fully takes the piss. And I think secretly in the back of his head, he's going, well, this is shit, so I'm just going to have fun with this. But he's the funniest thing in it, and that's what sets this one apart from Revenge of the Fallen, which I think is the worst one. But I know, interestingly...
Don't look up his old review.
No, don't do that.
He was on crack that day.
Not actually on crack.
No.
So that was fun. But that's what sets it apart from that one, is Anthony Hopkins. Without Anthony Hopkins, this movie would be completely dead. And that's the thing. So there's that. There's way too many characters, as I mentioned before.
That's been going on for ages.
The geography. Let's talk about geography. The geography is terrible. Yeah. Utterly terrible. Now, we're from Portsmouth, so the guys were here. The production crew, they were here. Mark Wahlberg was here. Tony Hopkins.
It was a big deal. It was across the news.
It was a huge deal. They shot here in a place called Gosport, which has got a Royal Naval Submarine Museum, which is part of our heritage, and it's fantastic. And they shot some of the movie there. Well, you do get to see the Submarine Museum on screen, and our iconic Spinnaker Tower, as it is now, is also on screen. The problem with this...
They're pretending it's the Thames.
They're pretending it's the Thames. So they're in a car chase. Again, not giving it away. They're in a car chase, and then Anthony Hopkins, whilst giving the bird to people in London traffic, which was pointless but amusing nonetheless, they then go, I know where it is!
Okay.
It's at the Royal Submarine Museum! And I was like, here we go, we're going to go to Gosport. And I thought, how are they going to manage that? Well, they've got a fucking Autobot spacecraft, so they're probably going to time jump or something, or fast travel, I don't know. No, they're going to turn right on a street in Kensington and end up in Gosport.
As you do.
As you do. Now...
Maybe it was Diagon Alley.
I understand. Meanwhile...
God, they both fucking flew back.
Meanwhile, Prime... Cybertron, that's where I was going with this. Prime is on some ghost skeleton of Cybertron being fucking Sado-tortured by a tiny, tiny goddess robot who I think might have been voiced by Natalie Dormer. It certainly sounded like she did.
Was it wearing a strap?
Oh, it should probably... No, it felt like it was doing me with a strap on.
Let's face it, if he's arse-raping our fucking childhood, he may as well literally do it on fucking screen.
So this is the thing, and then all of a sudden there's a plot thing going on with a submarine, which is the Alliance, which you can see at the Submarine Museum, and the Alliance.
That's a Transformer as well.
The Alliance is an Autobot. Love that. But that's it. And then they go into the water, and they're back on the Thames. Turn right, and they're in Dover. Learn your fucking geography.
They think we're really, really, really small. We're misrepresented on the map. We are a lot bigger as a country.
But apparently America, everything's within 5 minutes of each other. So I understand, talking to filmmakers about this, I understand that sometimes you need to shoot a location to make it double for another, for budget or political reasons or whatever.
Absolutely,
But if you're
shutting down London for the day, especially on the Thames, is going to cost you a fortune.
You're going to
Gosport probably cost you a portion of fucking chips and a fucking...
and a can of Iron Brew.
Yeah, that'll be it.
But this is the thing, and if they did that, I understand. But at least take one of Portsmouth's most famous landmarks out of the frame.
What's wrong with having it in Gosport or Portsmouth?
Yeah, they had this cool fucking Autobot ship that could probably have time jumped, and they could have been there in 5 minutes.
Fucking bit of dialogue.
Yeah, we need to go to the south of
Turn
England.
left up here, we'll be there in an hour.
Yeah, Hopkins could have said, when he says, it's at the Royal Submarine Museum. We need to go to the southern coast. And then, done. That's it. We're in London now. We need to go to the south coast.
Just cut. Fucking...
Cut. You could do any manner of...
edits for, you know?
You could done any manner of things. But no, the plot requires... And I don't even understand why. I think scenery-wise they needed to do it that way because then they deep dive. And they go underwater. They could have been anywhere.
Lovely.
So, what the fucking shit, Michael Bay?
So, now let's go towards something that's a good movie featuring cars.
Should we talk about Baby Driver?
We can talk about Baby Driver.
We can talk about Baby Driver. I'm not going to spoil this at all because I know you haven't seen it yet.
And I really want to, unlike Transformers.
It is, but yeah, exactly. So the thing is, in the UK certainly, Transformers just came out, but Baby Driver is previewing today, I think. But then it's released on Wednesday anyway. So if you only budget for one cinema trip a week, fuck Transformers off. Wait for Baby Driver. It opens on Wednesday. It's incredible. It's stunning, and it's probably...
How cool would it be if Edgar Wright did more money than Transformers, and then they would let him fucking direct stuff like in the Marvel universe?
Yeah.
Instead of fucking him off last minute because they don't think he can do it.
Well, this is the thing, and he's an incredible filmmaker, and it's kind of like he's taken. And this is he's not copying these movies, by the way, but he's clearly taken inspiration.
Homage.
Yeah, he's taken inspiration from things like Heat, Bonnie and Clyde, True Romance, The French Connection, which we know he actually was inspired by.
Yeah.
Because I think he did a thing recently, didn't he? Where he sat down with William Friedkin.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so he's very clearly inspired by that. But none of these films are bad, by the way.
No, all good. Check them all out.
But he's come up with a heist movie with its completely original own take on it, which is completely his.
Okay.
And it's very, 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 very good. And there are lots of other things I'm not going to tell you about because you need to experience it for yourself. Namely the soundtrack. The soundtrack is as important to this movie as the filmmaking itself.
It's not spoiling it to talk about how they use it. Jamie Foxx's song fucking great. Norton last night he talked about it, so it's not spoiling it.
Yeah, this is a movie that's set to a beat.
Yeah. It's
a dance. This movie it's a choreography, but it's not a musical. Very need to clear that up. It's not a musical in any way, shape, or form. There are lots and lots of songs in it, but it's not a musical. And it's
so like stunts and
beats.
Firing guns done to the beats of the song and all the rest of it.
This and then there and then that and then this and then bang and then bosh, and it's rhythmic.
Like West Side Story meets Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, absolutely. And
with
the car
modern
stuff,
music.
The car stuff's fantastic. Not even modern music. There's tons of... It's very Guardians influenced in that way, or Tarantino influenced in that way. And there's a lot of old music in
Well,
this
it would
movie.
have to be. I mean, for the fact that he would have had to, like Tarantino or James Gunn, absolutely he would have had to have chosen his soundtrack first. That would be like the first concept and then soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not going to work. If you can't plan your... second unit and all that lot around what's going to be happening to that music, it's not going to work.
No, exactly that. And he's got...
I mean, he's probably making way more work for himself than he needs to.
But it works. That's the thing. That's what makes this movie stand out. And the same way Guardians does. What will make... And there's a Guardians vibe to it in the kind of family story sense. You know, that connectivity and the ragtag band of people that've got to stick together and all that kind of stuff.
He experimented a lot with when he did Scott Pilgrim. Integrating all those computer game music noises and all the rest of it at the right point, the right time.
Yeah.
You know.
That movie is a video game.
Yeah. It incorporated everything and then put it all to music as well.
Yeah.
So he's now just taken that and gone a step further. Basically.
Yeah, and it's beautifully choreographed. I mean, the amount of work alone that must have gone into the sound editing and the choreographing and the shooting and the editing. I mean, props for that, because that must have been a lot of additional work. But
of course
so worth it, so worth it, because, say, everything is cinematically to a rhythm, and it's done beautifully so, and that really stood out for me. And there are different characters in it playing off against each other for different reasons, but essentially it's a crime movie, but in the most original crime movie I've seen.
In a world where World's End is his worst movie,
which isn't that bad.
It isn't that bad.
It's really not that bad.
It's pretty acceptable, but it's just not. It's not the good ending, I think, for the Cornetto trilogy, but it's still a pretty decent movie. But the problem is it had to follow Shaun and it had to follow Hot Fuzz.
And these movies were 5-star films.
How did you follow those?
Yeah.
And then Scott Pilgrim is fantastic. It's a shame no one went to see it at the cinema.
No.
Like, because there are more additions to that story he could have done and all the rest of it. That would have been great.
And the action of Hot Fuzz, the kind of crazy fast action you get, that you can see that's where he's cut his teeth ready for this movie.
Yeah, and obviously Spaced before that.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure all of you are big Spaced fans, and if you've got no idea what Spaced is, then you need to fucking sort that out. Because,
immediately.
Like, Spaced, you can see that and then see everything he did afterwards in its germation. Like,
and it builds up to this beautiful piece called Baby Driver, which is now, I think, far and away his best work.
And not to take away from Ant-Man, because Ant-Man was great, but imagine what it could have been.
Yeah, exactly, if he directed it, yeah. I believe that. I think he's going to really have his moment.
I don't know, but I was like, so this week Han Solo's directors have been ousted and someone else has been brought back in.
Yep.
Ron Howard. Is he too serious a director for that character?
Yeah, see, this is a vital question. Ron Howard, I love Ron Howard.
Howard's a great director.
I love Ron Howard. And there was this half excitement and half that went on. Because I thought, I love this idea.
Outside of Castaway, Ron Howard is a great director.
You share my hatred of Castaway.
Castaway is a boring movie. I love Tom Hanks and I love Ron Howard, but that movie sucks. I don't care what anyone says.
I'm not feeling it.
No, when your most interesting character is a fucking volleyball, like, there's something wrong with your movie. Like,
but then,
would someone ultra fanboy like J.J. Abrams and Edgar Wright have been a better idea for a Star Wars spin-off story?
Because Edgar Wright's, he's the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They're all Star Wars heads, man. They've got it. And they've got it where it counts.
Pegg's been in Star Wars.
He has.
Like, there's the connection there between those guys and Abrams. They all got on very well. I think if you were going to get a director to do a project, I think currently Edgar Wright would have been a much better choice, and I'm sure he would have done it. Yeah. He would have been scared shitless, the same way as Abrams just turned it down flat like 3 or 4 times. And look what he did. There are you naysayers out there going, oh, it's just a remake of the 3 movies. Well, we fucking spent 12 years saying, this isn't what we want that. So they gave us that. Again. Like,
he gave
it's
us what we
our fault we got that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that, because I enjoyed it. It was good. And I think Edgar Wright would have given us a real nice homage that every now and again would be a bit tongue-in-cheek, which with that character, with those characters, your 3 main in that movie are going to be Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Lando Calrissian. Right?
Yeah, it
all
works.
3 of those are comic relief characters.
They are, exactly. I think he would do a good job with that.
Very cool characters, but still comic relief nonetheless. All the best lines are Solo's lines in the original trilogy.
They are.
And arguably the fucking Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So why not? Let's forget the fact that Han Solo movie is weird, because we've already seen a young Han Solo. He was in A New Hope.
Yeah, we have.
So
yeah, we have.
To say there's a younger version of that is kind of weird, because he's about the same age, which is kind of odd. But we'll forget that, because he looks near enough
like Ford.
Like Ford
was at that age.
He looks like Ford has mumps. Right, that's what he looks like. What? He's got a bigger jowl going on. He looks like Harrison Ford, but with mumps. He's got a slightly squarer jawline.
Just don't let him fly a plane.
Like a cross between David Coulthard and Harrison Ford. That's what he looks like.
Ron Howard, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love Ron Howard, like I said, and I'm excited that it's Ron Howard.
No, it's not to say that Ron Howard can't do a movie of this type. If you look at his very, very early stuff, like Grand Theft Auto, there's some deep cuts right there. Because essentially, Han Solo is basically the character from American Graffiti.
Which is Harrison
Ford. They're essentially the same person.
Yeah.
Because
that's what
George Lucas has this thing about being a hot rod, like, builder, driver, whatever. He's very much into that. And Solo's character is there. He's the mechanic. He loves going fast. He loves to live by the seat of the pants. So that's there. Howard was in those movies.
Yeah.
And then tried to do sort of his own version of that with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll be capable. He's definitely got the chops for filming in space.
Yep.
Like making that look, kind of realistic.
Yep.
Because Apollo 13.
Yep.
Yeah. Love that movie.
Yeah.
But again, he hasn't done anything with any levity in quite some time. I mean, alright, you could argue that probably the best thing to say for him to be able to do this movie in recent years would be the James Hunt, Niki Lauda movie. Oh, Christ, I can't think of what it's called, with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, yeah, In the Heart of the Sea.
No.
No?
James Hunt and Niki Lauda are Formula 1 racers.
Oh, they did a Rush.
Sorry.
Sorry.
In the Heart of the Sea.
That's because Hemsworth and Ron
Took
Howard.
a fucking wrong turn at Silverstone if they ended it in the Heart of the Sea.
I just thought Moby Dick.
Because a lot of that had a lot of tongue-in-cheek moments and
Chris
things
Hemsworth.
like that.
I haven't seen Rush.
Have you not?
No,
Should do.
everyone keeps
It's a
telling me
great
I
movie.
should.
It's a great movie.
Everyone keeps telling me I
It's
should.
probably
I should.
available. No one saw it, so it's probably you can probably get it on Amazon on
probably on this
DVD
shelf
for about
somewhere.
fucking £2.
Yeah. There you go. But I see what you mean.
But I
obviously.
think he might be too serious. It's not. He isn't capable of it. I just think that character needs someone who can do a little bit more tongue in cheek.
Which Edgar Wright can do.
Because characters like Star-Lord owe everything to
Let James
Harrison
Gunn do a
Ford.
Star Wars movie.
Fuck, mate, that would just blow my mind. Especially with this character. He basically already is doing this movie with that character. It's called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Star-Lord is Han Solo.
So as much as that would blow my mind, he doesn't need to do it. He doesn't.
Well,
Even
Colin-
though, as far as I'm concerned, let James Gunn do fucking everything.
Colin Trevorrow, who did Jurassic
Well, get
World.
Matthew Vaughn to do it, man. Like, fucking... I'd watch the shit out of a Matthew Vaughn Han Solo movie.
That could work.
Yeah.
That could work. Obviously, so far as well, if you're watching the...
Matthew Vaughn's movies always feel so happy. And I think that's because he's shacked up with Claudia Schiffer. Like, he hasn't got a lot to complain about in life.
No, not really. But I was just going to say, if you're following this so far,
I say shacked up, they've been married for like 10 years or something like that.
if you agree, disagree, whatever, feel free to get in touch. If you have seen Transformers already and you agree, or you disagree and you absolutely loved it, leave us a comment. Also, do you think... Have you seen Baby Driver yet? There were some previews last week. You might have made one.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. No spoilers, please. And also... Ron Howard, is he the best choice for the new Han Solo movie? I was just saying about Colin Trevorrow, he did Jurassic World, he's doing episode 10.
It's a weird world when you're like, oh, really? Ron Howard?
I know! Well, then that's what I went. I opened the email and I went, yes, Ron Howard! And
then
it's
you went,
Star Wars.
Oh, Ron Howard.
Yeah. But...
Dear, oh dear. But Ron Howard's funny. Look at Arrested Development. Everything he does there. And happy that he's funny when he's on screen.
He is funny when he's on screen.
So somewhere he must have comedy timing.
Mm.
So that's what I'm holding on to. It's like bring out your inner fucking Richie Cunningham. No, bring out your inner Richie Cunningham trying to be Fonzie.
Ron
That's what we want.
Howard directing Han Solo, and the next movie to be directed, the next Star Wars movie to be directed will be episode 10 by Colin Trevorrow. Colin Trevorrow directed Jurassic World, which starred Bryce Dallas Howard. There you go. And she's in the second one. They announced that also. That's another bit of news this week. They announced...
Oh, that's unusual, isn't it?
They announced Jurassic World 2's title. I believe it's called The Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World 2. That's being directed by J.A. Bayona, who is the protege and whose mentor is Guillermo.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Love del Toro.
J.A. Bayona is his...
Don't let him
apparently...
direct Star Wars. That'd get weird.
Well, his
that
Bayona
really
is his one of his students basically, and Bayona recently directed A Monster Calls, which feels very Pan's Labyrinth. So
Awesome movie.
yeah, it is awesome, but it's another movie that's very difficult to watch.
Yeah,
Monster
bring
Calls.
yourself a box of tissues. Not because you're going to be wanking over like people's mums dying or anything like that.
Oh wow!
Because you'll probably be crying.
Do you know what's awful about that? You're not the first person to make that gag this week. That's terrible. You're all terrible. But yeah, so that's 22nd of June 2018, Jurassic World 2. I believe it's called The Fallen Kingdom. I will check on that in a sec. And that will feature Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard again.
Yeah. Well. So last week, American Gods finished.
It did. See, I haven't watched any of this yet. I'm going to watch it all in one go.
Basically, if you haven't watched American Gods, you can get it now on Amazon. If you don't own Amazon Prime, what's wrong with you? But it is £80 for the year. You get music, you get film, and you get next day delivery. But you could be able to buy it soon or download it, whatever.
July 12th, I think, is the date for digital and Blu-ray and DVD. So
check out this series from Neil Gaiman. It's fantastic. Like, only 8 episodes long, which seems like a travesty, but if they got through the story too quickly, we wouldn't get as much of it, I suppose. Loved every second of it. I don't want to spoil any of it for anyone, but please check that out. And then I was like, oh, hole in my heart, fucking...
Well, because it's ended.
It's ended. And then they're like, oh, it's alright.
So now you got to watch
Preacher's
it again.
on. Preacher comes back this week. So
now you got to watch it again.
yay!
But I haven't seen... Right, so
Preacher's back.
if you're like me and I've only seen 2 episodes of Preacher, but if you're like me and you haven't seen any Preacher, let's say I haven't seen any. Okay. Why is because everybody's talking about Preacher? Why is Preacher so fantastic? Okay, origins.
Preacher.
That's where it comes from.
Yes. Well, no. Essentially, the first series was way more of an origin than this is. Okay. This is where the second series begins.
It's Garth Ennis.
Basically, the first series ends on the first page of this book, right, which is fantastic. So essentially, even if you didn't see the second series, you can probably start from now.
See how cool that is?
But that way they can get in and introduce all the characters properly, so you don't just start the thing and think, what the fuck is going on? Because in comic books you can do that, because you physically bought the thing and you're committed no matter what you're doing. With TV, that's different. You've got the choice to turn it off.
Yeah.
And it's no skin off your nose. So, quite rightly, Seth Rogen, and, oh Christ. I'm really, really sorry. I should know this off the top of my head.
No, it's gone. I know who you mean, though. I know who you mean.
Yeah, well, his partner...
do you know what I'm going to look it up?
Yeah.
I'll do that. You talk, I'll
decided what they'll do is a complete origin of how these main characters come together and, like, pointers for the back. Instead of doing it like flashbacks, such as Arrow or whatever have been doing. And that way they can just get that out of the way, puff it up a bit, and then they can just go full fucking force with the craziness that is about to happen in season 2. And I am so excited about this. Like, as you see, I'm a fan of the...
Yeah, you had this one. I remember you reading these like long before this show ever came out.
Oh, God, yeah.
And there we go. I'm going to get this.
Well, I love all the Vertigo stuff, and you know,
Evan Goldberg.
all the stuff done by Ennis and all the stuff done by Gaiman and all that lot. Like, it's just, for me, it's just brilliant. It's another reason I love like Lucifer, and I'm hoping with all these things going on, we're going to get Sandman, and that's
that would be good. Evan Goldberg.
Evan Goldberg, thank you.
Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen are the producers of Preacher.
You know, and when they first announced this character, I was like, I don't know whether those guys are going to be good for it, but they love the project. And it's on screen that they love the project. Everybody's great. Like, Dominic Cooper, some of the best casting for this character. I mean, it just looks the part. You know,
which is cool because he's also great as Howard Stark.
Yeah, like Ruth Negga, like she's brilliant as well.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
Probably the furthest away for physical looks in the original character, because the original character is like bleach blonde, white trash. But Ruth Negga plays the part. It doesn't matter, honestly. As long as you get the right actor, that's all that matters.
I think,
it's all that matters. And of course, this has been good for them because they joined up, haven't they? Those two in real life.
Have they? Are they together?
I believe they're together. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
If that's a thing, then that's amazing.
And she was great. She was probably one of the best things in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. Like, you knew it was a good episode. She was going to be in it, which unfortunately for the first series was few and far in between. But whenever she showed up, it was
great.
Episode.
Yeah.
So she's got a great future ahead of her. And the character playing the guy playing Jesse from This Is England. I can't think of his name, and that's terrible. He is fucking perfect as like the drug-addled alcoholic Irish vampire.
I want to say Shane. He's Shane in something.
You just thinking of Irish names.
No, he's actually a Shane in something.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was.
But
He's been in all sorts of stuff. He's been in like I think in Coronation Street and all sorts.
He was also in the later series of oh Christ, what was the superhero Asbo Kids thing on?
I want to say Inhumans, but that's something else.
No, on Channel 4.
I know what you mean. It's on E4.
Misfits.
Misfits.
Yeah.
He was also in a really great movie about gay pride as well, simply entitled Pride. But he's a character in that.
Yeah,
and
he's a great actor. He's fantastic at everything he does. But he's literally made for this part. I mean, you take a look at him, then you look at the character again in the comic book. It's probably I'm pretty sure there's a massive picture of him.
While you're finding that, 31st of July is the official release date for the Blu-ray and DVD of American Gods. if you're looking to own it physically. Obviously, digital will be slightly before that, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or get Amazon.
Yeah, just get Amazon Prime. There's lots of good stuff on there. I mean, there's not as much good stuff on there as there is on Netflix, but there is stuff like Goliath and Hand of God and all that lot. There's some good stuff on there, man. But both things are good for their comic book stuff. Marvel's Netflix stuff is brilliant. I don't care if people go, oh yes, but Iron Fist wasn't quite as good. It wasn't quite as good as four amazing shows.
Yeah, all the Marvel stuff's good. But even that's moderately good. It's not bad. There's no bad Marvel Netflix stuff.
And then this year we've got Punisher coming as well as Defenders coming.
So when is that? Because I was having a discussion about this the other day. And I was like, Punisher's, yeah, it's got to be soon, isn't it?
It's September, I believe.
It's got to be soon.
September, November. I know that includes October. But...
September, October.
Yeah, I think it's November.
September.
Yes,
it's in September.
Towards the end of the summer, beginning of autumn, at some point. I haven't got the dates in front of me.
It is due though. It is due.
Yeah,
definitely.
so basically that's the thing I'm excited about at the moment is, alright, American Gods has ended, but at least you can watch it in full if you haven't watched it until now. And then Preacher is coming.
Defenders as well.
Yeah, Defenders is coming soon. We just watched Glow yesterday.
Oh, so this is the girls...
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Yeah, I saw a trailer
which
yesterday.
Which is based on an old TV show from the 80s, which was basically WWE's sort of idea, but with all women. It wasn't anything to do with WWE. It was all women. It was set in a Vegas hotel, like ballroom, and they would wrestle and they would do skits and they would rap. This is very loosely based on the people that did that. They're not pound for pound each character.
Yeah.
But they're sort of based on those characters, and then it's been turned into a fictional thing. And it's from the people that did Orange Is the New Black. That's very good.
Okay.
Very good. Like, there are 10 episodes, each one about half an hour long. Watched all of them yesterday like that.
Oh, really?
Done.
Like, all in one go?
Yeah.
You do that with the... I guess it's the best
myself
way to
and
do
Sarah
it,
watched it. No, it was really good, really funny. Alison Brie was fantastic in it.
Still got a paid
Mark
movie
Marrow
as well.
He was brilliant. Everybody in it was really, really good. It's heartfelt, funny, enjoyable to watch. If you're a fan of wrestling or you're not a fan of wrestling, it's good. If you enjoy sort of comedy drama, it's good for you. Generally, good for just about anyone.
I saw a trailer actually talking about wrestling. There's a WWE movie, WWE Studios, of course, because they've got their own film production house.
Yeah.
But I think over here, Lionsgate distribute the bigger film titles that WWE make. And I don't know if you might have seen this already, because I think network subscribers such as yourself might have had a sneak peek at this already. But there's a movie with Dean Cain, which I thought was interesting, and he's the key character, and it's a revenge movie. It's completely produced by WWE, and it's got
loads of movies.
It's got in it
weirdly none of them
Big
on
Show.
the WWE network.
Yeah, it's got Big Show in it.
Yeah.
I think it's Big Show. I think Big Show is the villain, and basically the plot premise is that Dean Cain's wife is murdered, and then he goes on a revenge trip, which he then gets bunged in prison for, and it's a prison movie. And Big Show is that he gets put in prison in order to catch the person that did it.
Okay.
Get revenge on him or something. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, yeah, I don't think his revenge is satisfied by the police arresting him, and he wants cold blood, so he goes in prison, and it all looks kind of like a what's the Stallone thing, kind of locked up kind of vibe.
Okay, yeah.
But with Dean Cain in it, and I just noticed it was a WWE production. I thought, you see, now we've watched a few of those, and they've been really strong.
Well, for every good one, there's like 5 bad ones.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
so the ones I've watched have been
watched,
good.
yeah, because I've cherry picked them for you.
Okay. Well, this one looks alright, and I thought, this is interesting because Dean Cain's a main character. But what really spun my mind is his character. The surname of his character in Supergirl is Dean Cain.
Danvers.
That's his name in this movie.
Okay.
Where is he in Supergirl? Well, at the moment, he's in jail.
Yeah.
Connected. But anyway, that's
yeah, they do a lot of
Comics
movies.
DVD.
Like, they put out like 4 or 5 movies a year.
It looks interesting. I was like, do you know what? I'd watch this.
It is weird that none of them are on the network, though.
It's
Not
probably
one.
a 2.
I can understand not putting your new one on your network. You know,
Yeah.
try and get some sales out of it as well.
I'm guessing.
But weird that you wouldn't put your older ones on that no one's watching anymore.
I'm guessing that one of the studios. I think it's Lionsgate. I keep saying I think, and I should really fact check. But I'm enjoying this, so I'm not going.
I mean, stuff like Walking Tall and all that lot. They could all go on there.
WWE. Yeah, go and do. Oh yeah, Walking Tall was great.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You know, there was 12 rounds. The Marine. I think there's 5 of those now. The first one was John Cena, obviously, and then it was, I think, Mr. Kennedy, and then after that, have all been starred by The Miz. He's taken over that franchise completely.
It was 2 girls that directed it.
Okay.
I'm assuming 2 lady wrestlers. But
And obviously, they're doing the story of Paige, which is weird, because by the time that comes out, once they've sorted that, they'll fire her.
that's a huge deal as well. It's starring, the lady that's starring in that has just been in something really big, and I actually had a chance to speak with her very, 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 very well. I'd say a while back now, but that's her next big project. She's starring as Paige, and she does look like her as well, which is incredible.
Okay, cool. And that's all being produced by The Rock and WWE Studios.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think it's a Lionsgate. It might be a Lionsgate thing. They seem
Yeah,
to
I
have
think
a
it's
good part. They have a
sort of based
partnership
on the
with them.
documentary that Channel 4 made about it called Wrestling with My Family or something like that.
Yeah, I think it is Lionsgate that have a partnership with them, isn't it, for distribution or something?
Probably.
Yeah. Let's say they pick up a lot of stuff like that.
I mean, Vince McMahon's not short of a few bob, and he's having a film made about his life.
And see, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I bet that's kind of
because that I think that will be an interesting movie because he has led quite the life.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that works.
They had Money in the Bank at the weekend. Wrestling fans out there, that was a pile of shit.
Right, let's talk about this.
They had the first ever women's Money in the Bank. Yeah, first ever women's Money in the Bank.
You're going to say this has nothing to do with it being women?
No. No, this is a good thing, right? Like, I'm all for
You were excited.
We had a women's Hell in a Cell match,
excited,
and then we've had the women's Iron Man match. Now, this is the first time they've ever done Money in the Bank. Let's get off the fact that I think that there should only be one women's title and they should be across both because that'll give you way more action. It's not just the same 4 or 5 matches happening because you split the roster down the middle. But off of that, first women's Money in the Bank, good thing. A man got the belt.
What?
Yep.
It's the first all-women Money in the Bank.
And a man climbed up the ladder and got the belt and dropped it down to a woman. Fucking...
So a man got the belt.
Well, he doesn't win the belt. He gave it to someone else. But none of them reached up and got the glory and all the rest of it.
In this
how fucking backwards thinking is that?
Champion.
So what they're saying is, oh yeah, that what they're saying. Oh yeah, well a woman can do Money in the Bank as long as she's got a man to do it for him.
Her.
But that's what it's saying. Is it not it does not look good.
We don't need no man except for getting the belt. Then
Daniel Bryan comes back from having his kid and all the rest of it this week, and the first thing he says is basically, that's not good. We're not doing that. Which is basically WWE fucking backpedaling as fast as fuck because there was outrage.
Of course there will be outrage, as is to be expected. Outrage.
So now on Tuesday's SmackDown, the Money in the Bank title will have to be Money in the Bank briefcase will have to be fought for again, and yet another Money in the Bank ladder match on SmackDown
with Tuesday. No men.
Yeah, the guy that did it, James Ellsworth, he's been banned from ringside.
If these are all girls, they need to stay all girls. Give the girls their chance.
This is a clusterfuck. It's either a clusterfuck or some kind of marketing genius. Because now they're going to have one of their shows that hasn't been doing so well for the last few weeks, weirdly, whilst Daniel Bryan's not on being on it, is going to have everyone tuning into it because of the controversy that was caused at this pay-per-view. Unfortunately, their pay-per-views have been a little bit fucking lackluster of late. And I think this is due to the brand split and there are too many pay-per-views. There's a pay-per-view every 2 weeks.
See, now that's okay if you're a paid-up subscriber.
Well, no, it's not. It's too much wrestling.
It's even worse if you're not a paid-up subscriber. You've got to pay per event.
Enough storylines up every 2 weeks that we're supposed to care about what goes on in a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, of course, because there's the whole.
Whereas before you had a month to build the story.
Build up.
Now you've got
tension, drama, and kind of all the things you love.
So
about
now you've got to
wrestling.
remember 2 sets of storylines. So essentially, you're trying to work out 2 sets of stories every 2 weeks, which is fucking crazy. It's too much. It's way too much. They need to cut Raw down to 2 hours, and they need to have pay-per-views go across both brands. And there's only fuck it. Even just have them as they used to be, one a month, and every other month, apart from the big ones, it's a different brand that gets it. So that gives you 8 weeks to build up a story.
Do you like wrestling? If you do, are you outraged by Money in the Bank? If so, comment section.
There must be a lot of people that like wrestling. It's always the #1 thing trending whenever they're on. Like,
Boom. Yeah.
on
I think that
video.
was the last thing I watched with you, WrestleMania. That was cool.
Yeah, WrestleMania was fun. We had a good night. But yeah, so
We
there
did.
we go. Added a little bit of wrestling to it.
We did.
Normally we talk about gaming right at the beginning, but
I was about
It's-
to do that because I was going to say I was just looking.
it's
I was
a
just
dead week.
I
Again.
was just looking.
Straight after E3, and we're in a dead week.
I was just looking for the gaming news, and as I went down to look for it, I noticed that all of my gaming is you uploading videos or going live because this week you've played.
Because it's dead week, yeah, I've been going back through I've been going through Horizon,
Which looks stunning. By the
yeah,
way.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And because it runs on HDR,
Yeah.
like even on the old PlayStation, because they updated it, it just looks beautiful on the TV. I mean, like it's a great game. It's in a year that I got Zelda, this might be my game of the year.
Oh wow! No, normally Zelda takes pole position in your gaming.
Yeah, this game is so good. I can't wait
That's
for the
interesting.
DLC, which was revealed at E3. I've done so much, and I've barely done any story. It's just been all side missions, and I'm loving the hell out of it. But again, to talk about it now, a bit boring. Most of you would have played it by now.
If you want help
haven't, get
with
it.
this, yeah. If you want help with the side missions, by the way, the videos are up, aren't they? Have you
well,
released each one on YouTube?
Yeah, but there's no explanation of what I'm doing. I'm just going through it and playing it. I'm just doing a full, complete playthrough. No gumph, no nonsense. It's just all there for anyone to watch and enjoy or whatever.
But you were doing those live, weren't you?
Yeah.
Which is cool. So nothing new on the gaming front.
Not really at all this week.
What are we waiting for now?
Oh God, everything that was shown at E3, we're waiting for.
There are new Punisher comics. I just want to throw that in there. That excites me.
There's a lot of stuff that should be good coming up, obviously, but not until sort of September, October time is when it's going to really start kicking in.
Speaking of women, Wonder Woman is smashing records globally, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
That's something definitely worth celebrating. And I love that movie. Have you had a chance to see it yet?
No, still haven't.
Okay, all right. Well, we need to rectify that somehow. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm very, very pleased that it's doing as well as it's doing. Star Wars, obviously, you guys know about, and everybody has deeply discussed the Ron Howard thing this week. Again, give us your thoughts, give us your comments. Let us know what you think. Movie-wise, as I say, going back to films, as I say, it's been really dry for games, as you were saying. Movie-wise, Baby Driver's really your only hot option.
Yeah.
There were 2 or 3 other movies out this week, but not really. Hampstead was a lovely movie, but I think it is a movie that's definitely something your nan's going to love.
Yeah.
It is a sweet little film, and it's Diane Keaton and Brendan Gleeson, and it's based on the true story of the guy that won his case to stay. He built a shack on the Hampstead Heath, and he stayed there for 15 years, and then gentrification kicks in, and they pay millions of pounds out for this land. Gleeson's on the land, and he argues the toss, basically, and he wins his court case. It's the true story of how that happens, and he falls in love with Diane Keaton. It's all very sweet and all very nice. It's a tea and biscuit movie.
Yeah.
I think it'll do very well on a Thursday morning at Pictures.
Yeah, we're in that weird dead zone at the moment,
Yeah.
though, aren't we? Like, not until the summer holidays, we're going to get the real. We don't even get real summer blockbusters anymore, do you?
Well, the thing is, this is it.
It used to be like summer holidays would hit, and it would be the big thing would come
But
out.
summer blockbusters this year have been very fucking hit and miss, man. Guardians was really the start of that flow, I guess, and that was amazing.
Well, the thing
It
is
was outstanding.
people just saving their money for the Disney projects.
This is it. The Mummy was awful. We discussed that in great detail before. It's terrible. Transformers is terrible. Again, I'm giving out a lot more ones this year.
Going on to the Mummy, I've been watching that trailer.
The one without any sound.
Well, no, just watching because that probably did a better job of selling it. But the trailer doesn't do a good job of telling you it's a Mummy movie, other than saying the Mummy at the end.
It doesn't really explore that.
It shows you it's a Tom Cruise movie. You could, instead of the Mummy coming at their end, it could say Jack Reacher. And that would be a trailer for a Jack Reacher movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They didn't show any fucking.
Ethan Reacher.
They didn't show anything that's sort of dark and gothic and horror-y.
Yeah, because the whole screaming while he's hanging onto the side of a plane, that could have been Mission Impossible.
Fucking, he does that anytime.
Yeah.
That's what Tom Cruise does. And that's great.
Hangs off of shit, for real.
Tom keeps doing crazy shit. It's brilliant. It's always fun to watch. That shouldn't be the fucking focus, and that certainly shouldn't be what you're trying to sell the film on. Because Like, if that's what you're into, like, fucking just buy yourself a copy of Nitro Circus and just watch people doing crazy shit with Travis Pastrana all fucking day. Like, seriously. Like,
I look at tall things in the world now and go, I wonder if Tom Cruise is going to climb that anytime soon.
he probably already has. Right? You know.
We love you, Tom, by the way. You're cool.
No, great.
But
But
what happened?
the trailer misrepresented the movie, and people didn't go and see it. It's like Jack Reacher and things like that do really well on home viewing.
Mm-hmm. They do.
They do quite well at the cinema.
They do, including miscertificating.
But they really do much better on like home viewing and all the rest of it, don't they?
They do, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've watched Jack Reacher way more on DVD.
Yeah. So people see a movie like that and think, oh, that looks quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what the trailer should do. The trailer should fucking say, you need to come and see this shit. Like,
They need to stop putting the last shot of the movie in trailers. I've seen 2 of 3 films this week. The last shot was in the trailer.
so I think like a lot of the cinema problems is A, the
Stop
prices,
it.
right? Because the prices are too fucking high. Like, they are for what you get, right? Thank you, James Cameron. Thank you. Like, because that's his
The
fault.
3D is lesser so now, though.
Yes, but the 3D is what allowed them to hike up the prices for 3D, and then
Yeah.
slowly fucking hike the
Try and
prices
marry up the
behind
price
it, and
for
then it's like,
standard
oh yeah,
2D.
yeah. Now it's the same price, but you just paid extra for the glasses.
Yeah,
and no one
that's-
seems to have noticed, and
No.
that's how they did it.
Yes.
So it's costing nearly 20 quid a fucking ticket now. It's just basically what it's doing. Right?
It,
For
yeah,
20
so if
quid,
you go
for
3D
20
and you
quid
sit
you
in a
can
nice
own it
seat, yeah, in a nice seat,
and have £5 change.
it works out. It's like 16 quid if you sit in a nice
Yeah.
seat, Andy. I understand.
And that's
understand
before
that.
you've had a drink or popcorn.
Yeah. I
Right?
can
So
understand.
they're pricing themselves out of the market. Also, trailers are fucking responsible for misrepresenting movies so badly, or giving away the endings, or showing so fucking much of a movie. There's no need for us to go to the cinema anymore.
Also, by the
No
way,
need.
can I just say, don't take that out on your local cinema staff, members of staff, and the wonderful people that serve you at your local cinema.
No,
It's
no, no.
not their fault they don't set the price.
No, they don't. They don't. They set the price of the popcorn. Right? You can give them shit for that. Like, fucking.
Don't give them
That,
shit.
that's
Be nice to them.
That's on to the cinemas. That's the cinema's fault that they're
They're
trying to
trying
charge
to
you
work.
fucking £8 for a fucking bunch of seed that's been in a microwave. Like, fucking.
I love the way you simplify things. It's like that time when you were like, what are we doing then? We're going to get some posh cheese on toast.
Yeah,
Because that's what pizza is. Never thought about it like that. It actually is. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, bag of grated cheese, £3. Loaf of bread, fucking £1. So, and that's like from a shop. So that's not even you getting it. That's them making a profit on it.
This is
So
this is
20
true.
quid for a fucking.
But the head office
pizza
of any big
is
cinema
crazy.
chain is where you want to aim your complaint, because the guys in your local outlet, they're just given the price by their boss in an office somewhere up country.
And considering popcorn costs them so little, if they made all these things cheaper, they would sell more of it, and therefore their profits would go up. It's just that simple.
And then you get into that whole debate where they'll argue the ticket prices
But
because of the high
trailers.
piracy.
Trailers. What we need to do is, right, we need to stop watching trailers. Just watch teasers. The
1
first
minute,
teaser.
the 60-second trailer that you get the first time
teaser.
round. Not the full
Make
minute.
your snap decision, because that's what that's for, is for you to make a snap decision on whether or not you're going to watch the trailer. Now, fuck that. Make that snap decision of where you're going to make the teaser. And then that's going to have to make them much cleverer of what they can put in 60 seconds. Which means we'll get better trailers. Which means we'll see like more clever movies. We'll probably go and view more, because like Twitter, yeah, when Twitter first came out and it was 40 characters?
60, I think.
Either way, you really had to think about what you were putting in there. Right? So
It's
Twitter,
the same with the teaser.
Twitter was
Yeah, I'll
way
give you a go with
better
that.
back then. You had to be clever about what you were thinking. You can only say exactly what you meant. You know? So, if you did that with a teaser, and that was your only trailer, if that was the only choice, because they're the only things people were going to watch, they would be much cleverer and therefore be better, and people would learn to make trailers again.
I agree. I think trailers. There were a lot. And again,
There are some movies that have
this is
14
something-
trailers.
This is something that we are definitely not alone in, because I've seen it elsewhere in the last few weeks. People saying they really need to go back to school on how to make trailers.
They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to cut it.
But it's this thing where they're trying to say no.
Rule one,
We need to
never
really
your
push
last shot.
people.
Ever.
We need to push people back into cinemas. It's like, well, I do think that's a pricing thing. Consistently, any market research you guys do right now, everybody will come back with the same complaint, that the price of cinema
What's-
admission is too high.
Something else to stop doing in trailers, right? If you're selling your movie on the basis of who's in it, you don't need their fucking name for 5 seconds this big. Don't need to go, Tom Cruise. Because if you're selling that movie on the basis of who's in it, people know who he is and can see he's in it, and therefore will go. So you don't need that. That's fucking mute. You don't need to see everyone who's in it.
Massive title.
We don't need a fucking
look who is in this.
We don't need the trailers to basically be a pre-credit sequence.
Yes.
We don't need.
There it is.
That's all time you could be fucking shaving off these things.
That's 5 seconds you could have showed us a little bit more movie right there.
And in a time where people don't spend much more than a minute watching anything.
60-second teasers is the way forward. Actually, that's a really good idea. That is a really good idea. 60 seconds is bite size. You're going to get your audience's attention. It's so much that they're sold, but it's not enough to ruin anything. And then drive them into the cinemas, like I said. And I'm the first advocate. I'm the first advocate for saying you must always go to a theatre, because seeing a movie on a big screen is an experience, and it really is. And I will always be an advocate.
Well,
for
make
that.
It worth people's while as well.
Yes, make it worth people's while, because it is quite expensive, but then sometimes you're paying for an experience. Like if you get a 3D, 4D, there are 4D cinemas in this country now, and you're getting the full ride, and you're seeing a big movie,
also,
an event.
Another reason I think the Mummy failed, them revealing the fucking Dark Universe before the Mummy came out. I think people then went,
yeah, looking back,
because if I go and watch this, I've got to commit myself to the fucking all of it.
Yeah,
right?
actually,
Whereas,
I
when
think
Iron Man came out, we had no clue
that Feige had a 20-year plan.
When New Hope came out, no one had any clue.
Yeah, Feige had a 20-year plan before we even knew about that 20-year plan.
Yeah,
he kept it close to his chest.
It wasn't really until fucking
because he
Captain
didn't know,
America.
Did he? He didn't know if he was going to get more than one movie.
It wasn't until Captain America really that we started. All right, they kept putting these little nuggets at the end, but nothing fucking concrete. No. And by that point, we were invested. So you could have done a Mummy movie, and then you could have done another movie, and then you could reveal they were connected, and then you're sucked in. You're done. You're already there. You've already taken the money.
I don't know why studios do this, because what happens is they announce that, then they've got to commit to it. But the problem is they don't, because how many times have they announced a trilogy or 5 movies, and
Golden Compass,
and then they've cancelled the remaining sequels because of poor performance? And the problem with that is,
I think Percy got 2, didn't it?
Percy got 2 out of 3. It was scheduled for 3. Aragorn was going to be like 3 movies, a trilogy. That got 1. Power Rangers was going to have 6. It's now getting
Alex Rider.
None. What even happened with that?
Yeah.
So stop announcing it. If you can't, if you know there's a financial jeopardy involved, and this is the bank again with Tom Cruise. It's like, well, Tom Cruise is in this one. This one's going to storm it.
Not everything can be Marvel, and not everything can be Harry Potter.
No, that's
Star
true.
Wars. Like, these things have audiences built in from a long, long time.
4 decades.
Harry Potter had, by the time, there were 4 books, 4 best-selling books. And when that first book came out, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, no one knew that she was going to be writing more. No one knew that it was going to be turned into a fucking biggest movie franchise Britain's ever seen.
Yeah,
but
it's a British gem now.
When Doctor No was made, no one knew there was going to be loads of fucking movies. 50 years later, we were still going to be watching it.
We're still getting Bond movies, yeah.
Don't fucking count your chickens.
You jinx it, you see. I think that's what it is.
One egg.
Keep your cards close to your chest.
Put one egg down.
I think
see what that hatches into.
Thinking back over the Mummy now, about it.
Now they say, oh, yes, it's going to be part of the Dark Universe. I was like, well, fuck that. I can't be asked. There's too many things I'm trying to keep up with already. I read comic books, I fucking watch wrestling, I play games, I fucking love comic book movies, and I don't need something else to be following the entire story of. Not at this point in my life.
One film with Tom Cruise chasing the Mummy was a sell,
if I had started watching it, and I'd got into it, fucking damn straight I would be going to see the next one, and then I'd be sucked in. I could say now that I wouldn't, but I'd be lying. But to give me the option before I've even fucking seen the movie is dumb.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's why that movie's underperformed. It's also a bit crap, apparently. So,
it's not very good.
But
again, too much going on.
But
too much going on.
Being crap doesn't represent the people that go and see it.
No.
It doesn't at all. People go and see crap movies a lot, all the time.
And they make money, which is why then more come.
That's why more come. That's why, fucking hell, people went and saw 50 Shades of Grey. It's also why no one saw 50 Shades More.
If anyone cares...
That's people making fucking minds up with their asses.
If anyone cares, 50 Shades is out on Monday on Blu-ray. No one gives a shit.
Are they scrapping the third one? Because it really underperformed the second one.
I think it's going to be a Netflix thing, probably.
Probably.
Because they've got to kind of follow through on it as well. Speaking of Blu-rays, actually, I don't think we should forget the fact that Lego Batman movie came out this week.
Yep.
Because
probably a good movie.
Again, probably one of the films of the year in terms of family.
Oh,
certainly.
Fuck yeah! It was very, very funny. It was awesome. It was fun to watch.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good. And
oh, so good.
And it being released now, as I say, it's quite poignant actually as well with Adam West passing.
Batman and Harley Quinn's been brought forward to August.
This is the animated movie.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
yeah, we were talking about that before.
That was supposed to be in September, and now it's going to be August 19th, I think. So
that'd be fab. That'd be really good. Again, the DC animated stuff is fucking incredible, and it's just a shame that it doesn't.
Be the last time Adam West played Batman would be on the DC animated universe.
There it is, and it's sad really because.
Oh, also there was this TV series called Powerless that never got shown over here, but was cancelled in America, which was based very, very loosely on a comic book about people who work for an insurance company that have to pay for all the stuff that gets broken.
Superheroes break.
Now, what they did is they fucked it up by making them all work for Wayne Industries inventing stuff. Not as funny. It's not as good. But it got cancelled before it got to an episode where Adam West was starring in it. But they filmed it.
Oh.
They filmed it. And now on DC Access on YouTube, you can watch that entire episode.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, they put it up on
that's
YouTube
amazing.
for free on DC Access. So, go check that out. It'll be the last performance Adam West ever gave, live performance. What a man, what a legend.
And they did a beautiful tribute with the bat signal in the States, didn't they, as well, which I saw.
So go check that out.
Wonderful.
You know, that's a feel-good thing. So
yeah, that is. I think all my stuff is movies.
That's all there is at the moment, because
it is because we're in the blockbuster season, and obviously when we come back next week,
anything interesting in music. Just to give some fucking variety.
No, I don't say the only thing that's really floated my boat in that respect was the double album for Baby Driver, which is out now, which they've released just before the movie, as they should, because when you come out of that movie, the first thing you're going to want to do is buy the soundtrack. Trust me.
Double album.
It's double CD, double vinyl. There's 48 tracks.
You know I'm going to have to get it on vinyl. Oh, that sucks.
What?
I'm going to have to get it on vinyl, aren't I?
You are going to have to get it on vinyl. It's double vinyl, double album, open, flip fold. That's out and very well timed, beautifully timed, and as it should be, because, like I said, when I came out of the screening, I wanted to get the album straight away. So I'll
tell you what, actually, we're talking about movies. Movies that aren't as bad as you think they are.
Movies that aren't as bad as I...
Right, and the reason I bring this up is the other night, we were struggling to watch anything because, again, we're in the dead season. So we'd just done an entire season of Elementary we hadn't seen, season 4 or something.
I haven't seen that yet.
Right, yeah.
Did I miss anything?
We were sort of halfway through it.
John Noble.
Yeah, John Noble's in it.
See, that's a reason I need to watch it.
He lost a lot of weight for that role, I think. He looks quite svelte. But anyway, so we were struggling to find anything, and Bewitched.
Okay.
Was on Netflix. With Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
Right. This movie...
I want to know where you're going with this.
...is a good example, with some hindsight, of how you can remake all these old TV shows. Right? Because at no point does it remake the TV show.
But it's based on...
Because it literally, on screen, is remaking the TV show.
Oh yeah, because that's right. Yeah,
so
I remember it now.
The original thing stays intact and honoured and loved, and is just referenced throughout, and it's very funny. It's actually very funny. There's those when Will Ferrell gets on one,
oh god, yeah,
it's funny.
Fantastic. His audition tape was him pretending to be a cat or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, so this film got panned when it came out, and honestly, I'll be one of the first people to admit that at the time I was like, oh, this is not very good.
Oh, you fucking were.
Because this is the time where Will Ferrell was giving us Anchorman, and things of that ilk.
And Anchorman Poo.
Well, no, Anchorman 2 didn't come till way later. I'm talking. This is the actual era where he was giving us things like that.
Yeah.
Where,
prime.
arguably the prime of Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
So in comparison to those, which I unfairly judged it wasn't very good.
But you look back
We
now.
watched it the other night, probably 10 years since I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very funny. Light-hearted, like,
I'm trying to
eat it
think of
while
a
you
movie.
watch it kind of movie, you know. And it's very, very funny. Good performance from Michael Caine. Good performance from Shirley MacLaine. Good performance from Nicole Kidman. Steve Carell. Will Ferrell. Everybody, like Jason Schwartzman, everybody gives a really good performance in this movie.
I'm trying to think of a movie.
And
I haven't watched
altogether,
anything.
it's very, very funny.
I haven't done that recently. I haven't watched anything, gone revisited anything and gone, oh, that was actually better than I
But
thought
this
it was.
got me to the point, right? People keep remaking all these fucking movies, right?
This is
Good
the fucking
movies.
problem.
Good movies. They keep remaking good movies.
Yeah, or sequels.
There are plenty of movies out there that either didn't get the fucking recognition they should have done,
Mm-hmm.
or were onto a good concept but didn't fucking deliver. And those movies, you must be able to pick them up pretty fucking cheap because no one watched them the first time around.
So, alright, did you...
Remake movies that were almost fucking there but were actually in the end kind of shit.
Just missed the mark.
Yeah. Like, you could remake Knowing. Right? Remake that movie fucking, like, beat for beat and then change the ending completely.
Right.
Into
And
a
that'd
good
be a
ending,
great, and
where
that'd be a
people,
great movie.
where children and bunny rabbits don't get taken off to a weird planet with fucking trees.
Is that what happens in that movie?
That's the end of that movie. Some children and some bunny rabbits get a tree each on a planet. That's literally the end. I just saved you
Do you know,
fucking 2 hours of your life.
I think I just fucking wiped
It
that
was
movie
really
from my
good. It was
mind.
really good right up until the fucking end.
I think I wiped that
You could
from my
remake
mind.
all these movies where they fuck the ending up, or like just fuck the film up. They didn't quite get it, or they didn't have the budget originally.
Oh, no, I know. Something that I look back on and was way better than I remembered it.
You don't need to remake good stuff.
Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson. I thought it wasn't...
Really?
Yeah, I liked it. I remember loving it anyway, but then I kind of looked back. I can't remember. We were in a conversation
Batman
with somebody.
versus Nick Fury.
Yeah, and then thinking, actually, everybody fucking hated that movie apart from me for some reason. I thought, actually, maybe that movie was pretty terrible. And then it kind of gestated over a period of time, thinking, oh, it was probably really bad. And then I saw it again, and I was like, this is fucking great.
Yeah, I haven't watched it because I didn't enjoy it the first time. But you might be right. I might watch it
Actually,
again.
do you know what? Yeah, have a look at it again, and it's all right.
Yeah.
And you sort of go, this is cool.
Yeah, there's got to be a few movies. But like that, even though Shaft's bad, I wouldn't remake Shaft.
No, no,
because they're based on remakes. Both of those are bad examples. But there are
Yeah.
lots of movies where they didn't get the attention they should have done. Stop fucking trying to remake movies.
That are massively successful,
Yeah.
and that still people watch to this day, to the point where some remakes are quite recent, and you go, I just saw the fucking
Well, it's
original.
like say Monster Squad, right?
Yeah.
Monster Squad.
It's basically what the Dark Universe is becoming.
Yes. But Monster Squad is a good movie, but not a lot of people know about it.
No.
In comparison to what could know about it. And it is a movie that you could remake. And I'd
Yeah.
be okay with it. Because I would understand it. Because I'd like more people to fucking experience it.
Not the garbage.
Almost
packets.
fucking beat for beat, just more modernised. Well, yeah, but that's the point.
We live in a fucking world where rather than do exactly what you're saying right now, they would rather remake the Dark Universe, Monster Classics, or make a fucking emoji movie.
Well, I'm alright.
That's happening.
I'm alright. Yeah, I know it's happening. I'm alright with the fucking...
It's happened.
Yeah, it's Sony Illumination putting James Corden in something else. Like...
It's coming.
Fair
Whether you
enough.
like it or not, the
He's-
emoji movie is
He
coming.
was in Trolls, he was in this. This is this year's Trolls. And it was just weird because they were on about emojis and last year was Trolls and it really does feel like they're trolling us.
No. It wasn't Charles Fox. I think Charles was Fox.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Sony have been alright with animation actually lately. I think this is their first fuck up in a while. And I love Sony.
There was
I
the
love it
Minions.
because Sony is also responsible for
Minions.
Baby Driver, which is amazing.
Smurfs.
Oh yeah, no Smurfs. Thank you. Smurfs was Sony. Yeah, all right, okay.
Minions.
Minions is not. That's Universal.
DreamWorks.
That's Universal. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But still,
Despicable Me
classic.
3.
I'm sure it'll be amusing.
I'm seeing Despicable Me.
I want to see
seen it
it.
this
I want to
week.
see it on the basis of like 2 words.
Go on.
Trey Parker.
Yeah, Trey Parker's in it. Yep. I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
so I
I
think
see-
I'm seeing
I
it
want to
tomorrow.
see why he signed on to do it. Maybe I don't know. He wants something the kids can see. I don't know
Yeah,
because he's never done that.
I'm going to see it.
But
Well, I've seen it.
there's
before,
got to be
so-
something in that made him sign it on. So interesting.
DM3. I think that's certainly more appealing than fucking emojis.
It's doing fucking animation fucking, like, sin number 16, though, isn't it? Your main character now plays two main characters because one of them's his twin.
No, I don't know. I don't know, actually. Do you know
No,
what?
you see me? They did that.
No.
It is.
Let me
Steve
look.
Carell's playing both characters, both himself
Is
and both Gru and Gru's twin. He's playing both.
Is it?
Absolutely. Like Woody Harrelson in fucking...
Let me check, because for
some
some reason I think it's Owen Wilson.
Which is weird, because in an animation, you don't need that person to look exactly like the other person.
No, or sound like.
And honestly, has anyone noticed that
I'm gonna look this up.
that Hollywood had never heard of paternal twins?
No.
They're always identical.
That's just a newspaper article. Just look back.
They're always identical, aren't they, in Hollywood?
There's
You never get unidentical twins in Hollywood.
Despicable Me 3 stars Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig got fired. No idea what that's in reference to.
So, yeah, that seems to be a weird thing. You're looking it up. I know it's a fact, because it was on Graham Norton last night.
Oh, okay. Trey Parker's looks like could be the big bad in this movie.
Well, it's probably going to end up being...
Yeah, no, you're right. Called it. Yeah, that was yours.
He's probably not going to end up being the big bag. What I'm calling, like, this is my prediction. This is the sort of stuff I do, yeah, when I predict something.
Yeah.
I bet Steve Carell's good version of twin ends up being the big bad that's probably fucking Trey Parker's boss.
Right,
because
that's
he's
your
all
prediction.
in white and supposed to be the good guy.
I'll text you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Steve Carell, playing both. Well called.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
you're
need to
right.
do that in an animation. You can make those characters look the same and have two different voices.
Yeah.
So why are you going down that line of that fucking trope? Makes no fucking sense to me at all.
That's interesting. The premiere for that movie's today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out next week though, so we can definitely talk about that in more depth because I've seen it by then. And the Tupac movie's out next week as well.
That guy fucking freaks me out.
It's not Tupac. Done so much homework. That's a good thing though. That's good for him because he looks like him, he acts like him, but
It is Tupac.
He did so much
Confirmed. Tupac's alive.
He did so much work trying to get his voice right, and he trained and he did all these things. Really got method.
Rhinoplasty.
And it's paid off because we actually thought it was fucking Tupac.
I mean, again, he looks like Tupac's got mumps.
Fucking obsession with mumps.
These people just keep having slightly fucking swelled up paste versions of the original. They've all got mumps. Hollywood has come down with a bad case
Remake
of mumps.
a movie with mumps.
Yeah.
Go.
Yes.
Let's do that. Yeah, so that's out next week also, actually.
Yeah, so remake movies that are bad, that could have been good. Like, or were good, but no one fucking saw them. Or, no, just re-release them and act like they're fucking remakes. You know?
It'd probably be better.
Yeah.
But it is a summer full of stuff, you know, like we just said. Despicable Me 3, Transformers 5. The Mummy is the first of, I don't know how many. The exception to that rule is Guardians 2.
The first of one, I bet, explodes before fucking
the first of one. The first of many, but no, it's probably going to be one. The exception to that rule is Guardians Volume 2, because the difference between Transformers 5 and Volume 2 of Guardians is people wanted Guardians, they didn't want Transformers. That's kind of supply and demand in that respect, and James Gunn has done a fabulous job. Love it, I want to watch it again. And then, we've got a lot more movies coming up. War for the Planet of the Apes is coming.
About as well. Spider-Man's going to be a trilogy.
Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
Or it's the first of 3. Yeah.
Is the trilogy always going to be under Disney?
This is Sony and Disney.
Yeah, but Sony were talking about bringing it back to them after Infinity War.
Right, okay, that's interesting. Because Homecoming is definitely Sony.
Because if it's a trilogy, then it's got to be surely part of the same thing still.